What's up, traders? So today in this video, I'm going to talk about how Apex Trader Funding's payouts work. I get asked this question while live on stream a lot, and I figured why not just make a video so that I can quickly reference it if I need to. And to do the referencing, I'm actually going to go over to Apex Trader Funding's frequently asked questions. And this is the little page that I go to every single time I have a question to give the answer to make sure that I'm giving 100% the right answer. So going to kind of skim through this and talk about what I think are the important points. And so here we go. So one of the main questions I'm asked is how much are the traders entitled to when getting payouts? So for the first 3 months, you are allowed to have at least one payout per month in order to break that threshold of being able to withdraw more than the maximum amount allowed. Now, the maximum amount allowed is going to vary per account, but we're going to use a 50K as an example. And on the 50K account, the maximum that you can withdraw on any given payout for the first 3 months is $2,000. You can withdraw twice a month, which we'll get into in a little bit, but each month, only one of those payouts counts as one of your 3 payouts per 3 months in order to get past that threshold of the maximum of $2,000 per payout. Now, when you get to the 4th month, you are allowed to withdraw more than $2,000. Now, if we scroll down, we can actually take a quick look at the exact wording of this. Right here, it says you can take out a maximum amount twice a month according to the schedule above, as long as you have had 10 trading days between requests and meet the minimum balance requirement. Starting the 4th month, after 3 previous months of withdrawals, there is no maximum. You can take out as much as you want as long as the account stays above its minimum required balance. And remember, this is the starting balance plus 100. So if you start with 50,000, your drawdown is going to be 50,100. And there are a minimum of 10 trading days between requests. So this 10 days, that is another common question that I'm asked. How does it work? You have to trade 10 days from the day it opens until you have 10 days, and then also meet the withdrawal minimum requirement, which would be on a 50K account, 52,600. If you meet both of those, you can then request that first initial payout of $2,000. You can actually do a minimum of 500, but you can do a maximum of 2,000. So anywhere in between, you can actually request. You don't have to take 2,000. You can take smaller than that if you wish. So within those 10 days, there's 2 different consistency rules. There's a 20% rule and there's a 30% rule. Now, they're designed for 2 different things. The 20% rule is there to alleviate flip days. Now, what a flip day is what a lot of people consider when you have the 7 days on an eval. People would pass sometimes in 1, 2, 3 days, but in order to get to the 7 traded days, they would flip the account. And by flipping the account, they would essentially go to a micro of whatever commodity that they're trading and just flip one contract in and out real quick, essentially not risking anything, just to get the trading day. Well, that's not allowed on a PA account more than 20% of the time. So if you need 10 days, 20% equals 2 days. So for 2 of the 10 days, you are technically allowed to flip the account. So for 2 out of the 10 days, that would be 20%. You are allowed to flip the account. They don't recommend it. They're looking for consistency, but the rule's there. The 30% rule is a little bit different. The 30% rule is there to keep windfall trading from happening. So essentially, you get one really good trade. This is an example. You have one really good trade. You make $10,000 on that trade. You can't take the other 9 days and essentially flip them for a lot less. What's going to happen is that's not going to be 30% of your overall amount that you have at payout. So if you make $10,000 and at payout, you only have 10,100, that's going to be way more than 30% of your total amount. For 10,000, if you had a 10,000, this is an extreme example, by the way, but if you had a $10,000 trade, I'm just going to do the math real quick, which I made a video on this actually. You just take the biggest day that you had, you times it by 3.33, and it's going to give you how much you would have to have at payout in order to stay under that 30% rule, which in this case, 3.33 would give you $33,300. That's what the 30% rule is aimed to be. If you're looking for the magic number of what 30% of the 2,600 that you need at payout, it's 780 days or $780. So if you stay under $780 throughout the trading days of the account, you'll never have to worry about that 30% rule. So going back up real quick to the top, another common question that I'm asked is the 25,000 that you're allowed to take out before there's any profit split. So you're entitled to 100% of $25,000 up to $25,000 until you hit that, and then 90% after that. Now, this is for each account. So if you start an eval, get funded, make $25,000 over the course of, say, 6 months, blow that account, and then start a new account, it starts all over again. It's not $25,000 per like Apex account. It like that you sign in, et cetera, like per account number, I should say. It's each individual eval that turns into a funded account has its own separate $25,000 limit set to that account. So if you have 5 separate accounts, they all would get 100% of the first $25,000. So the request dates, that's the other thing that I'm asked a lot. There's 2 times throughout the month that you are allowed to request a payout. It's the 1st through the 5th of every month and the 15th through the 20th of every month. Another thing I get asked about this, that's clear as day. So the payouts for these request dates, the 1st through the 5th, the payout happens on the 15th. The approvals may happen way before that, but the actual payout, it may happen before it as well, but they don't want you to expect it until the 15th. For the 15th through the 20th request dates, the payouts will occur on the 30th or the last day of the month. And again, the approvals might happen before that, but the payout itself, be patient. They will be made. Sometimes they'll be made before that, but it will be out by the 30th. So look for the beginning of the new request dates is usually the day before when the payments are sent out for the previous request date. So it's kind of, they just kind of keep that happy medium in there. So once you request a payout, you can immediately keep trading. You do not need to wait for the trade until the payout is approved. Just be sure to trade as if the funds were already approved and removed from your balance, keeping in mind minimum thresholds to not blow the account. They put this in there, and I don't like it because it's essentially making it sound like you can keep trading once the payout gets approved. But if the funds are still in the account and you go under that threshold of the $2,600 on a 50K account, you will not get the payout. You'll get denied because you don't have the funds there. So once you get to the point and you request the payout, don't trade that account anymore. Let it sit until the payout happens, until those funds are taken out of the account. Do not trade that account again. If it's 500, 1,000, 750, 2,000, whatever it is that you took out, wait for those funds to be taken out of the account and then trade it again. I think that about does it as far as the most commonly asked questions. I don't want to make this video too long, but if you do have any other questions, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to find them. I'll also put a link to this page down in the comments as the pinned comment. So if you want to find this on your own, it pretty much has everything that you would want. And even just to add here, this is what I was talking about earlier. Each account is considered a separate standalone account. This means that if you have 10 accounts, you can withdraw the maximum from each account, each payout period. For example, if you have 10 50K accounts, you can withdraw $2,000 from each account for a total of $20,000 in payout. You can do this twice a month for a total of $40,000 a payout for the month, which it's possible. I've seen it done. It can happen. You can do this for the first 3 months. On the 4th and subsequent months, there is no maximum for each account. So if you build like a huge cushion on these accounts and you get the $2,000 from the first 3 months, come for that 4th month, you've now requested $6,000 in total payouts, or maybe even $12,000. You can now, if you had $40,000 in those accounts, if you're in that 30% consistency rule, go for it. You can withdraw as much as you can, but keep in mind that's when the $25,000 kicks in for that specific account. After $25,000, you'll only get 90% of that, which that's a good problem to have. So, with that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate the support. If you are looking to get any Apex accounts, I do have a code, VOLA, VOLA. Feel free to use that. I do a giveaway every single month for 5% of what I make from my Apex affiliation. I do it live on stream. If you would like to join me on the live stream, I stream Monday through Friday, 9:25, right before the bell rings up until about lunchtime. Sometimes it's 11, 11:30. Sometimes it's 1, 2 o'clock. It kind of depends on how the day's going, how the chat's going and everything. So again, if you have any questions, leave them down below. You can find me in Discord or over on Twitter. Those links are down below as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.